I wore my best dress, and he noticed. Did you see the way he looked at me?
Looked at you. He was probably wondering who dressed you.
Keep arguing, ladies. Meanwhile, I'll be the one in his arms tonight.
Once upon a time, in a small village in Africa called Kazi, there lived a man named Olufemi. Olufemi was a prosperous farmer who had achieved great success with his farming business. His livestock included over 20,000 cattle, countless goats and sheep, and a variety of other animals. In addition to his farms, he owned several plantations. He was known as the wealthiest man in Kazi and the most desired husband among the young women in the village. Olufemi was a man who adored women. He was never satisfied with just one or a few wives. He had diverse reasons for marrying different women. Some he married for their captivating eyes, others for their elegant noses, and some for their curvaceous figures or graceful legs. He continued adding to his number of wives until he reached 155, and he was still counting. Over time, he had more than 300 children. Despite his middle age, Olufemi kept marrying younger women, and his wives continued to bear him children. He was a man of great strength and generosity, taking care of each wife individually and meeting all their needs. He was a loving and attentive husband, always available whenever his wives required his attention. Every young woman in Kazi dreamed of becoming Olufemi's wife, each for her own reasons. Some were attracted by his charming appearance, others by his wealth, and some admired how he cared for his wives. Some saw him as a way to escape poverty, while others simply desired the comfort of 3 square meals a day. The women of Kazi had various reasons, but Olufemi treated them all equally. Although Olufemi had a multitude of wives, there was harmony among them. 2 particular wives, Adaa and Chika, became close friends after marrying Olufemi. They were wives number 78 and 71, respectively. Both Adaa and Chika were orphans who had no one to rely on. They had agreed to marry Olufemi as a means to escape poverty and find security. However, Adaa and Chika were not content with the life Olufemi offered. They yearned for more than being part of a number. Despite lacking children of their own, they believed in a better future. One day, Adaa shared her plan with Chika. "You know, our husband gives us a small allowance every month," Adaa said. "Let's save up and start a small business. We can earn good money, just like the first wife, who has her own successful business. We'll save up, then eventually escape to the city. I have a friend there who can help us find a place to live together. We can even attend evening classes to further our education." Chika liked the idea, and they began avoiding pregnancy to avoid disrupting their plans. They diligently saved every bit of money Olufemi gave them. Soon they started a modest business together and saved up a substantial sum. One day, Chika suggested, "I was thinking we should join the evening classes run by a retired teacher. He offers lessons in reading and writing for adults, as well as exam preparation for young people." Excited about their prospects, Adaa and Chika attended the evening classes alongside managing their business during the day. They were determined to leave the village for a better life. Meanwhile, Ada's childhood friend, Nkechi, visited Kazi from the city. Nkechi, now a graduate working as a senior accountant in an oil company, was surprised to learn about Ada's marriage to Olufemi. "Your friend is married?" Nkechi asked Ada's mother, who replied, "Yes, she married the wealthiest man in Kazi. He has many wives, and although he takes care of them all, it's not a life many would choose willingly." Nkechi was taken aback. She had hoped Adaa would have a different life, but she understood the circumstances. Determined to help her friend, Nkechi sought out Adaa. When they met, they embraced tightly, tears flowing down their cheeks. "What can I offer you, my friend?" Adaa asked. "I've missed the bush meat and palm wine," Nkechi replied with a smile. They went to a local shop where they caught up over a meal. Nkechi listened intently as Adaa shared her dreams and plans with Chika. Impressed by their determination, Nkechi offered her support. "I have a request," Adaa said. "Chika and I have been saving for the city. We want to rent a small place and find jobs, even if it's cleaning. We plan to continue our education in the evenings. Can you help us secure a job?" Moved by their resilience, Nkechi replied, "You don't need to rent a place. I have a 3-bedroom apartment in the city that's empty. You can stay with me as long as you need. I also have connections, and I'll speak to my boss about employing you. We need cleaners in our company, and the pay is good." Adaa and Chika were overjoyed. They couldn't believe their luck. The next day, they packed their belongings and met Nkechi at Akuta Avenue at 6 a.m. They embarked on a long journey to the city, leaving behind their life in Kazi. Olufemi, now 62 years old, noticed Adaa and Chika's absence. He missed their presence, but their absence was explained by the senior wives. Over time, he stopped worrying, knowing they had no relatives to go to. In the city, Adaa and Chika flourished. They worked as cleaners in Nkechi's company and attended evening classes. After a year, they gained admission to college. Adaa pursued nursing, while Chika studied mass communication. They juggled work and school, determined to build a better future. In their final year of school, Adaa and Chika got engaged to 2 wealthy businessmen who were friends. However, tradition required them to return to Kazi and settle matters with Olufemi, as they were still legally married to him. Upon their return, Olufemi was surprised but pleased to see them. They presented him with gifts and returned the bride price. Olufemi forgave them for leaving without his consent and blessed them to start their own families. Adaa and Chika became role models for the younger wives and women in Kazi. Their departure marked a turning point. More young women in Kazi started seeking opportunities beyond marriage to Olufemi. Some started businesses, while others left the village for new beginnings. Olufemi, despite his age, encouraged their aspirations and blessed them as they departed. Adaa and Chika kept their promise to Nkechi, taking 2 of Olufemi's daughters with them to the city. They replaced themselves in Nkechi's workplace with the daughters and rented an apartment for them. Grateful for Nkechi's kindness, they thanked her and prayed for her before starting their new lives. In the end, Adaa and Chika's story became a lesson for everyone in Kazi. It taught them that being content with a situation doesn't mean they shouldn't strive for more. They learned that stepping out of their comfort zones and taking risks could lead to a brighter future. The village of Kazi saw a transformation, with more residents seeking opportunities beyond traditional norms. Adaa and Chika's journey inspired others to pursue their dreams and not settle for less than they deserved.